Do it.
Do it!
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Before we begin, just a quick reminder that if you're a fan of this channel and enjoy its content, there's two other channels that I also run. The first is called NOMZ. It's where I talk about video games, gaming news, and respond to others about gaming. The other is AI Core, which is where I archive all past episodes of this channel's podcast for those of you who enjoy it. So check them out at your leisure. Thanks for waiting. Now on to the video. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It's your pal NOMZ here, and first of all, I gotta say, Happy New Year to all of you. Thanks for all of your support during 2020, and here's to hopefully a kick-ass 2021, even though hell is kind of freezing over at the moment. Stay safe out there. Anyway, you guys knew this was coming. Anyone who's been following me for long enough knew that I was not gonna have a good video to make about this. Today, I'm gonna do a small little rant about why I'm disgusted at the idea of Disney bringing back Hayden Christensen to play Darth Vader in the upcoming Obi Wan Kenobi series, which I was already disgusted at, by the way. So I'm going to talk about that, plus the overall general future of Star Wars as a whole going forward in light of Disney's new direction of countless spin-offs in an intertwined cinematic universe. Oh boy. Anyway, so let me start this off by saying I don't hate everything Disney has done with Star Wars. I actually really like Rogue One. I played Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I fucking adore it. And I'm currently watching Star Wars Rebels, and much to my own surprise, I'm actually adoring it. So those are three products I love from Disney Star Wars. That's all Disney. All of that's just Disney making Star Wars content, right? Love each and every single one of those products. So they can make good Star Wars content. The sequel trilogy and The Mandalorian are certainly not Disney's finest work, not even close. And let's not even talk about Solo. So, you know, they've done good, but they've done bad, and they've done mostly bad. Okay? And they have a habit of disrespecting legacy characters. They also have it's like they have an addiction to breaking continuity and just being inconsistent whenever they can just to make the story of the moment work. It's a very cheap tactic writers use to, you know, elicit emotion. You know, just look at Rian Johnson and how much emotion he was able to elicit with The Last Jedi whilst throwing continuity and lore completely to the wind. So I'm not happy with Kathleen Kennedy saying they're going to bring back Hayden Christensen to play Darth Vader in a series that's about Obi Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader in between Star Wars Episode 3 and Star Wars Episode 4. George Lucas's original saga, Episodes 1 to 6, you know, left Episode 3 and 4 perfectly where they were. The characters on the board, everything was where it needed to be for the story to flow and be cohesive. Is a reason why certain characters say certain things to each other in the OT. It carries over from the prequels and how it was set up, and very much of that is also in the original lightsaber duel between Ben Kenobi and Darth Vader on the Death Star. I'm going to go through this article real quick, and then we're going to have a little discussion, and then I'll give you my ultimate thoughts. So it says, it's done by CNET, and it's basically just sums up what we already know about the production. Hayden Christensen on return to Darth Vader. It feels good to be back. Now, let me make it perfectly clear. I love Hayden Christensen. I think he was a fantastic Anakin Skywalker, and he did a phenomenal job with what he was given. He fulfilled George Lucas's vision almost perfectly. Well, I would say perfectly. George was very happy with Hayden's performance. Hayden did exactly what he asked, just as Jake Lloyd did exactly what he asked, just as Natalie Portman did exactly what she was asked. The characters were meant to be portrayed a certain way because they had certain mannerisms, certain backstories that led to their how they behaved. And Anakin Skywalker, when you look at him in full context, was played brilliantly by Hayden Christensen. Not to mention the unconventional acting and directing style that George Lucas uses, which is based off the 1930s style, more theatrical, more melodramatic. You know, that's not easy to achieve with most actors, not to mention the groundbreaking special effects of the time and having to act off environments that they couldn't fully see. All of that was new, relatively new, and these actors, everyone in the prequels, did their job fantastically. You know, nowadays actors are more accustomed to doing it, but these were the movies, and the cast of, you know, both the Star Wars originals and the Star Wars prequels laid the groundwork for what cinema is today. It really did some fantastic production and acting work that did lay the groundwork for the modern day cinema. All right, that's undisputed. Hell, Attack of the Clones was the first film to be shot entirely on digital. So, you know, there you go. Hayden Christensen's fantastic. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Ewan McGregor. They're both very excited to partake in this, and that does give me some hope that, at least on their part, the characters will be done justice. But I'm not happy with them bringing Hayden Christensen back, because I'm not happy about them using Darth Vader in an Obi Wan Kenobi series, because Obi-Wan should be kept as far away from Darth Vader as possible, as is per George Lucas's story, which this whole series is essentially casting the middle finger at. So, goes on to say, Christensen talks about his role in the new Disney Plus Star Wars series, Obi Wan Kenobi. It says, we'll be gorging on Star Wars content in the next couple of years after Disney Plus announces 10 new shows, including the live-action series officially titled Obi Wan Kenobi. Not only is Ewan McGregor back as the titular Jedi Master, but Hayden Christensen will once again play the Sith Lord Darth Vader, 15 years after he last appeared as the character in Revenge of the Sith. As a prequel fan, I should be jumping and doing backflips about this, right? But I'm not, because I know, and I think most of us can predict, that these characters are going to be misused, misunderstood, and ultimately Disney is not going to write them correctly. And that's besides the fact that this is going to break continuity. It was such an incredible journey playing Anakin Skywalker, Christensen told StarWars.com last week. Of course, Anakin and Obi-Wan weren't on the greatest of terms when we last saw them. Yeah, well, you know, the teacher dismembered the student and left him to burn. It was heartbreaking. So, yeah, obviously. The article goes on, set 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, the show, so this is 9 years before A New Hope then, the show centers on Obi Wan Kenobi, who was Anakin's mentor until the Jedi became corrupted by the dark side of the Force. Deborah Chow, who directed 2 well-received episodes of The Mandalorian, will helm the series. Yeah, that's true. I liked the episode she directed. At least I liked how it was filmed, those episodes of The Mandalorian. Writing-wise, they're a complete shit show. And this series is helmed and written by Hossein Amini, known for art house action gem Drive, and most recently Netflix's The Alienist. It will be interesting to see what an amazing director like Cho has in store for us all, Christensen continued. He most recently brought Anakin back for a voice cameo in 2019's The Rise of Skywalker. Oh boy. He says, I'm excited to work with Ewan again. It feels good to be back. Well, again, I'm very happy for them. That's, a deep part of me is really happy for both those actors. Like, they were a huge part of my childhood. Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy said of Christensen's return, and this is probably the worst part of this whole thing, and it confirms every dread I've had about the Obi Wan Kenobi series going forward. Kathleen Kennedy, the dim-witted, airheaded, talentless, fucking moronic, dogshit, cuntish hack that she is, says this about Christensen's return as Darth Vader in the Obi Wan Kenobi series. Kathleen Kennedy says this will be the rematch of the century. Oh boy. The rematch of the century. Are you fucking kidding me, Kathleen? Does continuity mean fucking nothing to you? You're really in such hot fucking water with your job because of the shit show you've thrown together at Lucasfilm that you're willing to throw whatever fan service at the wall that you can to see what sticks so that your investors will continue to fucking pour money into you. Because fucking hell, because if you don't have something to show for Investor Day, Disney's going to find a new head of Lucasfilm. Disney's going to take action, and you've given us a whole layout for. At least you had at least you have a plan this time round, as opposed to the sequel trilogy. But you've given us 10 shows that apparently is coming to Disney Plus, half of which no one even wanted or considered, a couple of which are just tacked on as shit, and only 1 or 2 that people are interested in, like Ahsoka and again Kenobi. But I'm only interested in both of them out of obligation, really, because I'm invested in the characters. Not that I really consider them to be anything but fan fiction, especially under Disney's helm, but I'm already invested in those characters, and that's why Disney wants to make money off them, because they know that they can. Because, it's very telling that since The Mandalorian Season 2 was just done to set up other shows, confirmed by Disney's Investor Day layout, they don't want to go straight into Mandalorian Season 3. No. They want to do the Boba Fett show now, because they've established Boba Fett, and they know that Boba Fett's cash money, so they'll do fucking Boba Fett show. Why not? Because their own character, Din Djarin, the main protagonist of The Mandalorian, isn't fucking interesting without a puppet to carry his own fucking show. So they'll say, yeah, we'll get back to him later. Let's do Boba Fett now. And it's really sickening. And this whole rematch of the century that... I was afraid. I made a video a few months back saying I was afraid of Anakin's return in the Kenobi series. I was afraid for Kenobi in general. But Kathleen Kennedy's saying, yeah, we're gonna do the rematch everyone's wanted to see between these 2 iconic characters. And they're gonna throw them into a fucking duel together when they shouldn't have seen each other since Mustafar. That's gonna break so much shit, and I'll be fucking amazed if anyone wants to suck this show's dick after that. They'll probably be like, oh, see how the Kenobi series redeemed the prequels, just like the Clone Wars redeemed the prequels, when both, the Clone Wars statement is just factually incorrect, and you gotta have the shallowest fucking perception of good and bad, to think that Kenobi will be made better by these two characters interacting again, shattering continuity between the prequel trilogy and the OT. Because who cares? Lightsaber battles, Darth Vader's on screen, clap like a fucking seal. It's okay. It's okay when that shit's happening. But, a few cheesy lines from Anakin in Attack of the Clones and Jar Jar Binks is what sets people fucking off their wagon, makes them irate, and just fucking hissy fit behave like fucking children. No, that's it. So that's unforgivable. But breaking continuity and cashing in on fan nostalgia in the shallowest fucking way possible, no, that's fine. That's fine. Take my money. God, I swear, if that's one of the things I'm dreading about Kenobi and just the future of Star Wars as a whole, people are going to forget about the old films, and people are actually going to use the Disney products to say, see how this made the old films better? Swear to God, man. The shit show that's gonna of YouTubers and media outlets that's gonna pour out sucking the Kenobi show's dick and the rest of the fucking Disney products, that is probably gonna make the Star Wars timeline even more inconsistent. It's just I'm gonna have to carry a bucket around me 24/7 to keep my vomit in. Anyway, the article finishes up. Tons of new Star Wars content was announced at Disney's Investor Day. Ahsoka, Lando, Rogue Squadron, which isn't looking good, especially after Wonder Woman 84 came out and was a disaster. Great going, Kathleen. Nice casting, nice hiring choice there with the director. And the Bad Batch, which actually, I don't know, I really liked the Bad Batch in the Clone Wars, so we'll see. Obi Wan Kenobi is expected to hit Disney Plus in 2022. Well, 2022 can't come slow enough, can it? Because I am dreading Obi Wan Kenobi. I really hope that production gets cancelled and it just doesn't happen. I'm in denial about it happening. And, aside from them digging up, essentially the prequels and fucking them and fucking the OT as well with this Kenobi show, as well as prodding around Star Wars as dead corpse and dismembering their limbs, the limbs of the franchise into each of their own fucking shows that, 90% of which the fan base isn't fucking invested in at all, just so Disney can make a quick dollar and see if it's profitable. If it's profitable, it keeps going. If it's not profitable, it gets axed. And I imagine there's going to be a lot of cancelled productions going forward, but I imagine every single fucking show they got going forward is going to have a fucking adorable puppet that they can at least shill for merch sales, because they aren't making any money off the fucking the shows and the merits they stand on alone. No, they're going to have a baby Yoda or a fucking new droid, because Star Wars, money, merchandise, and fuck good writing, I guess. Anyway, so look, that's my thoughts on the direction of Star Wars in the future and this whole Anakin, Hayden Christensen, rehiring and casting as Vader, and what the story of Kenobi is looking to be, and just the bleak future of Star Wars that's ahead of us. As someone who's heavily invested in this franchise, I'm dreading the next couple of years. I was working on a Mandalorian video, and I realized I was so sick of the Mandalorian. I was so pissed off at that show for being terrible and shallow and just fooling everyone hook, line, and sinker, because of that Luke cameo. That show makes me sick. The marketing of that show makes me sick. The purpose for that show existing makes me sick. The quality of writing in that show makes me sick. And I couldn't finish that video. I don't know if I ever will. I started writing it, and it just, I don't know. It was making me miserable. So I figured I'd move on to other stuff, and maybe I'll come back to it. I don't know. But yeah, I'm very depressed about the future of Star Wars. I will always have a soft spot for it, because it is, I'm very much a fan of George Lucas. I'm very much a lore guy when it comes to Star Wars, or at least I'm trying to be. I'm diving into the anthology series and Rebels, and I'm looking into some video games, and I'm talking to some EU specialists and stuff, and I'm very much fascinated about the universe, because there's few that come with a lore background like Star Wars does, that George Lucas created, that it's just endlessly fascinating, and is just so relatable to just about everyone. So I'm very invested in Star Wars. It's in me, but I'm very depressed and sort of in denial about where we're heading with it. But, maybe you guys feel different. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks so much for staying to the end of the video and listening to this little rant and me ramble. And maybe you can relate, maybe you can't. I'd love to hear what you think down below in the comment section. Have a fantastic new year and New Year's celebration. And more content's on the way. Thanks for your time. You're a legend for staying to the end of the video, and I'll see you next time.